Who do you think is going to come to talk? Here they are.
Can you hear me?
Ravi.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, I'm Peter Gell, the General Manager of the Met, and I want to, oh, careful. Luckily there are no orchestra members down below you. So we have started this practice of having Sunday matinees, and with it we've added a bonus for those of you who would like to join us. I see some of you are, which is to speak to some of our exciting artists who are performing today. The two thrilling artists sitting beside me, one from Norway, the other from Azerbaijan, are new beacons of hope for the future of our art form of opera.
Yeah, bravo!
Their presence also demonstrates that at least one American institution has a coherent foreign policy. At the Met, we simply want all the world's greatest singers to be on our stage. So these performances, I think, of Piet Dam, I would venture to say, are potentially pivotal to both of your careers. Lisa, in your case, this is your Metropolitan Opera debut, and Yusuf.
Wow, that's a debut, huh?
And Yusuf, this is perhaps the most challenging role that you've sung on our stage to date, I would say. And I can see you're still, it's a real tour de force for you. And the role of Herman is sometimes referred to even as the Russian Othello in terms of its difficulty. So, let's start with these two accomplishments of yours, both of you. So has your Met debut lived up to your expectations so far?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even beyond what I expected. I was scared and nervous and excited and very much looking forward to it. But this experience has been more than I ever dreamt of.
You know, the Met is much larger than the European houses that you're used to singing in. So what was it like when you first, I know I was in the audience listening to you, but when you first stepped on the stage in rehearsal and heard yourself, what was that experience like?
That was one of those positive ones where you're so afraid that you want to reach out or want to get this feeling that you're looking for upstage. But this is a very good set for this room, and it gives us something to sing on. So for me, it wasn't as scary as I thought, but it was nice to have that confirmation that I can do what I do instead of being afraid to reach all the way back as a main goal.
Where your voice seems to effortlessly rise up there.
Absolutely.
There's an audience in the family circle, I'm sure can attest.
Bravo! Bravo! Bravo!
There's also obviously enormous anticipation about your debut. I know you don't read the press, which is just a very good thing, but everyone was so excited about your premiere. Even the Queen of Norway flew over here the other night to hear you perform and to show her support for you.
Whoa! Whoa!
So that was put a lot of pressure on you, but pressure doesn't seem to bother you at all.
Well, there is a reason why I don't read those things. It's to keep the pressure away.
Viking.
No, of course, it's also to keep the focus. It needs the absolute 100% of my focus and my energy and my determination for these years I've been working for this. And I don't want all of those things around to infect me, because it does. Of course, I know the articles are there, I know the reviews, I know it's there, but I still need to do my job up here. And that's why I try to stay within our world rather than mixing it too much.
It seems like a very sensible and wise approach.
I like her a lot.
Just how difficult is the role of Herman? if you can explain to our audience.
Oh my God. You know, when I took for the first time the score in Bolshoi Theater for the premiere, my wife says, listen, you're a good singer, but you're not a great actor. So don't touch this
I
role.
like it.
Because in this piece, it's not enough only to sing. It's like as you say, it's Russian Othello. So if you only sing, it's not absolutely enough. So you have to play and sing at 50-50. So this is the difficult part of this role. And the vocal register is very low for the tenor. So it's really you should work on it a lot. And maybe I have to say after 2 years, finally I can sing it. After
I say so.
Bravo!
I can sing.
Definitely can sing.
I can. Now I can start. So, and for performing this beautiful opera in this amazing opera house, which is I love with all my heart, that's something special for me. Thank you.
Bravo!
You know, when you're talking about the acting, you know, there's a saying of being, you know, lucky in cards but unlucky in love. But in this instance, you're unlucky in both. And your character really seems to be has some sort of obsessive disorder. So how do you relate to that character?
You know, also the difficult part of this, when you come to the opera house and you're getting ready for the performance, you have to go in the personage, and then when you go home, you have to go out, get out. But it's not possible for the first 2 days. So for the next 2 days, you're Herman, not Yusuf, which is walking around. So this is the difficult part. I mean,
That could be dangerous to the people in New York.
That's why I stay home and not go around. But yeah, you know, it's more you're doing this opera. I think maybe in 5 or 6 years after maybe I'm done 5 or 4 more production, I will be able to know more about this. But I am sure that today I am not 100%. I don't know how far I can go with this role. I don't know yet. I'm really curious because it's really endless possibility to work on the in the vocal sense, also in the acting. So I will work on it.
But you know, it's for both of you. In many tragic operas, the heroine dies, the hero dies. In this case, you both die via suicide, but in different scenes. So, but you obviously the relationship of your characters is not exactly a healthy one. So, how do you relate to that circumstance between the two of you, Lisa?
Well, I think this shows exactly how relationships can be, and I think maybe that's the purpose of opera in general, to put things in a little bit of an extreme. Even though a relationship doesn't work, doesn't mean that everyone will jump into Hudson River and say, thank you very much. But I think the feelings are the same. I think the emotions of being with one man, or in this case, is planning to marry one, and then feel so strong emotions for someone else. And it can be in so many aspects of life where you take it one choice and the other one may be the right one. And you don't really know up until you stand there and you see him and you know, this is right. This is the man I should be with. This is the man I will do whatever it takes to be with. And she does it, she follows it, and it breaks her completely. But I believe that she will never go back, she will never change anything. Because it's not her choice that breaks her, it's his, and his choice or obsession, as you said, I think.
Unfortunately, it's not the same for Herman, because he, you know, I'm absolutely sure that he doesn't love Lisa. He just see this in his dream, in his obsession, absolutely wrong. Because in the beginning, when he sings the aria, he just telling, okay, I saw the girl, but she will never be mine because she's rich, I'm poor. But after listening to Tomsky aria and after knew the story of Tricarte, he changed completely his mind. And during the storm, he's saying, okay, anything happens, I will do anything to have her. This is change his mind, but not the love to Lisa change his mind, but possibility to become to be rich. This is part which is, and during the opera, he never says, Lisa, I love you. He always says,
He's right,
Riccardi,
he's right.
Riccardi, Riccardi. So it's all this.
Troika,
In
troika.
his mind, this perfect future, no? Rich, maybe with Lisa, okay, why not? That makes me angry, yeah.
All right, well, I can thank you for explaining your dysfunctional relationship. What about singing in Russian? You grew up, Yusuf, in Azerbaijan, but where Russian is not the first language. Did you speak Russian though?
From you know, I'm born in Union Soviet time, so it's all was Russia. So for me it's easy. But I have to say, when I took the score, because Big Dam is first Russian opera which is I sang, and for me it was most difficult to sing in Russian than in Italian, for example. Yes, because in Italian I know exactly what I have to do, and I know the language, but in Russian, speaking language and singing language, they are completely different, because fraseggio, it's completely different.
Sorry.
Yeah, and you risk to be funny, even if you're singing something, some tragical music, no. I had to learn it, how to sing, especially arias and the pieces, solo pieces, no. It's not the same that speaking, it's not so easy, even for me.
And for you, do you speak Russian?
No, and then you can understand how difficult it is for me. When he says it's difficult. No, I don't speak Russian, but I've spent, this is the second time doing a role, and then I started years before that to read it and to understand. I've done some Russian songs and some other scenes, so I have worked with language before, but I spent a lot of time, as you said, learning how to sing the language as well, and to incorporate it into the music as well.
I really like her.
Because that requires a great deal of
Both
preparation.
of them.
Yeah, or it adds, because as you say, in German, Italian, we know all of that, or we have spent so much time on it beforehand, but with Russian it's added some preparation time, yeah.
You know, since both of you are Yusuf, of course, you made your debut here about 4 years ago, but you're singing more and more here now, and Lisa, since you're brand new, I thought it might be interesting for the audience to know a little bit about your backgrounds. I mean, both of you, I think neither of you intended initially to be opera singers. I've read in your biography, Yusuf, that you wanted to follow in your father's footsteps as a meteorologist.
That's true, yeah.
And Lisa, you were originally worked when you were a teenager. You wanted to be a singer-songwriter.
Yeah, and even before that, like my mom worked in healthcare, so I think that would be a better option than a singer-songwriter too.
So how did you both decide? Why don't you go first, Lisa? How did you decide? When did you decide that you were going to be that opera was your destined pathway?
Well, opera came quite late. I saw my first opera when I was around 20, and or even later. And then I was studying singing because I really enjoyed it, and it gave me so much, and I felt I had something there to do. But then I started Opera Academy, and I remember after doing some scenes from Ariadne of Naxos, I don't know what it was or what day.
A role you'll be singing here in the future.
Yeah. I remember quite clearly that there was this turning point from this is something I like to do to this is something I will do whatever it takes to live from. And I think that was this moment of finally feeling well on stage, and maybe my technique then started to work a little bit more than previously, but it was a clear moment around that opera, I remember.
And where was that?
That was in Copenhagen, and it was, just 11 years ago or something, so not so long ago.
Not so long ago at all. And Yusuf, what about you?
Yeah, my story is a little bit funny because I never knew what to do with my life when I was a teenager. So I decided to follow my father's work, and I go to the university, Polytechnical University of Azerbaijan, and then I start to do some music stuff, but pop. And then I say, okay, I love this pop singing. I go to conservatory just to make my voice working better. and start to sing folk because I was 19, 18, 19. And when I went to the conservatorio, they give me the pieces, opera, not opera pieces, but some antique arias to sing, you know, some. And then I start to discover this beautiful opera world, and for me it was really strange how human being can produce these sounds. That's for me it was absolutely something from the other world. And there was the change, you know, and I decided to do opera, and it's already, next year will be 10 years, my first 10 years of my career. In 2010, I make my debut in Bolshoi. After 12 years, I decided to do opera, so it was quite a long wait.
And you studied with Franco Corelli?
In Milano, I saw him to do the masters, and he was very old already. I mean, it was just like something, not to study, but touch some history, some genius, my idols.
But he was had a very famous career here, of course, at the Met. And then one day he stopped singing. He was afraid, I think, of going on the stage.
When I saw him, he was in really bad shape already. He was forgetting the things, and it was really, and yeah. But for me, still recordings of Franco, some recording like Adriano Recovery Turandot is the best of the best.
So obviously, both of you have to be fearless to come out here and sing in front of thousands of people. Sometimes when we do one of our movie theater transmissions, hundreds of thousands of people, millions on the radio. How do you deal with? You don't ever think about stage fright. It's not something that's in your mind.
It's better to don't think about that.
That makes sense.
Especially the day that you go to have to sing some premieres or some opening nights, you don't have to think about that. You just spend the day to look some stupid movie, something which is absolutely not interesting, and then you come in the theater and you realize, okay, I have to sing Turandot tonight. Let's do that.
That's good. Positive denial. Didn't get right. You're too young to have stage fright.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. No, for me, it's all about the preparation, I think. In this case, we had enough rehearsals in the room. I knew the role before I came here. With Petrenko, we know each other, and we got to know each other. When that is settled, I know that when I enter the opera, then we go into work mode, and then we go into things that we have to do instead of sort of thinking about what will come. But I think my nerves is more showing to my friends and family who has to be around me up to an opening night rather than when I'm actually here.
You have been hailed already as the future Wagnerian hope of opera. I myself, I have to admit, I went on record as saying you're going to be the next great Brunhilde. But what in your mind, what is your career kind of arc that you envision in the coming years?
Well, I guess the roles that I have here includes Rosenkavalier and Eva as well.
We'll see her again.
I mean, I look forward to take on the Italian ladies and the Strauss ladies, and of course with the Isolde and Brunhilde in the far end, or when I start that chapter. But I do try to keep in a little bit of distance because I do believe I have other things that I can do before that.
Of course. And Yusuf, what are the roles that you would like to be singing in the future?
When I start, I was already 30, and I immediately start with Tosca, with Aida, with 2013 Otello in Ravenna. So with these pieces, and then when I continue my work with the voice, I realized that I can really sing also other pieces like Un ballo in maschera, which is I will debut, and Bohème, or maybe also some Rigoletto, because I'm sure that these pieces are not for now. The theaters use to give these operas to the maybe more lyrical singers. And everybody wants to listen to Turandot, Manolescu, because it's difficult to find a tenor who can sing Pigdam or Manolescu, of course. But I really would love to try.
Particularly on a big stage like the Met.
And I really would love to try to sing some Lucia, some, of course, some Carmen and Don Jose, and maybe in some years come back to sing Otello just to try how I don't know. That's the program.
All right, it sounds like a good program. And I think it's important that our audience has a sense of both of you, and I'm so grateful for you both to share some time after this very big performance today. Since you're both going to be singing many roles on the stage of the Met in the future, I'm glad our audience has a chance to get to know you more today. So
Wow,
thank you.
that was good.
Thank you.
Bravi, bravi!
Happy
Bravi!
birthday, Sunday, gentlemen.
Bravi!